Hello, my most beautiful friends. If you guys cannot tell by today's title, our thumbnail, we are doing 4 looks, 2 palettes. You guys want to see what type of eye looks I create, how I did this, and are these palettes actually worth it? Well, then definitely keep on watching. Alrighty, so to start off today's video, I don't know if I'm doing like 2 looks, 3 looks, 4 looks. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're going to start off with the brand new Terra Moon Cosmetics palette. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know how to say this, and every time I go on like line to figure out how to say it, this is what it sounds like.
Ophiuchus.
That's the palette we're going to go into for today. Ophiuchus. I feel like I'm going to forget that. This is the palette from Terra Moon Cosmetics. Let me tell you guys what this is all about. Born between the stars and created to shift. Often left out of the zodiac, Ophiuchus is the celestial rebel, the healer, the snake barrier, symbolizing wisdom, transformation, and breaking tradition. It is for those who never quite fit the mold and never needed to. A moody, mystical 12-pan color story palette crafted for the outliers, shapeshifters, the one who thrive in duality, embrace their own cosmic power. Every shade is more than just pigment. It is a piece of a larger constellation that invites you to step outside the traditional zodiac and into your own orbit. This retails for $57. Now, I have absolutely no affiliation with this brand whatsoever. I don't know if they have affiliate codes. I didn't use one when I purchased this, but all I knew is I saw this and I was like, I have to have it. I have to have it because this is a color story for me. This is my type of color story. You guys know I have a very soft spot for like greens, oranges and yellows, and the shifty tones in here are beautiful. So I think I'm going to try to do 2 different eye looks today because, well, they're just calling me. Although I will say these 2 shades right here, this one and this one, they're very similar. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I swatched them, I was like, they're very, very similar. So we're gonna see what I can come up with. Now, like I said, I've never ever tried anything from this brand, so I don't know if the quality is good. I do know that when swatching it, it felt fantastic on like I do know that when swatching it, it felt really creamy, really buttery, and it felt like it was going to perform very nicely, but obviously we're going to tell when we put on the eyes. Swatches don't necessarily define how an eyeshadow is going to perform. So I'm just laying down my Sigma eye base right here. You guys can use code Allie to save you guys some coin. The price changes. I never know if it's like 10, 15%. It just kind of depends on like what they're launching at the time. So I never really know what it is. So I'm just going to say to save some coin. Righty. So to start off, we're going to go into the shade right here called NGC 6355. And we're going to use that to put along our crease shade, our crease transition shade. It's morning time. I did have a cup of coffee, but that was also a couple hours ago. And I'm a little tired. I have not slept the best at all this week. I've had to get up early pretty much every single day. I'm talking like 6 o'clock in the morning. I've had to work. Corey went golfing with Jarvis, which is Paige's husband, and he went all the way up to like Jacksonville to go do that. So he was up at like 5 a.m. yesterday. I did go back to sleep up until like 7. Then my dogs woke me up and like, okay, time to get up. And I was like, I'm so tired. But I don't know, I'm exhausted for some reason. So if I'm a little not as energetic, it's just because I'm generally just really tired. It's just been a very long week, with Corey coming back from New York, with Corey going to New York and then having his interview. I have been applying to so many jobs out there because I really want to make sure that Corey could take this job if it's offered to him. His interview did go well. I told you guys I'd give you guys an update. His interview went well. Or we think it went well. He feels very confident in it. He doesn't know if he's going to get a second interview or not. They'll obviously hopefully let him know. I hope he gets a second interview because I feel like this is definitely right up his alley. Like, he answered all the questions that they were asking. And if he does get a second interview, then he'll be meeting with his direct boss if he were to get the role. And then from there, if he passes that interview, then he goes and speaks to he goes to a panel and speaks to them. And then from there, he could potentially get the job. Now, this is a really cool job. Like, he'd be working a Monday to Friday type of job, 9 to 5. He would have off the holidays. He would get to work from home 1 day a week. Like, this is really ideal. And the salary is pretty good too. So he wouldn't really be taking a pay cut if he got offered the job, which is really, really, really amazing. So here's hoping. He was so nervous. He was absolutely so nervous. I was at work when he had his interview, so he did call me to let me know how it went. I just really want what's best for him. You know what I mean? Like, this man has had a pretty hard life. And he truly just deserves all the success that life has to offer. And I really want this to be an opportunity for him. Do you know what I mean? So I'll definitely keep you guys updated when we know more. But as of right now, the interview went really well. He did send a follow-up thank you email just for the time that they did give him. And yeah. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Serpent Barrier because I want to help to blend that out. It's a really pretty mint shade. So yeah, I'll definitely, like I said, keep you guys up to date. I don't know anything at the moment, neither does he, because he had his interview on Thursday. I'm sure they had more interviews as well. So hopefully he hears from them soon. That mint shade is really pretty. I'm trying to lay this down to help to blend out that green shade. I will say that green shade is not wanting to blend out as much. I mean, it definitely is, but it's a little bit more difficult. So I'm having to lay another shade to like try to make sure it's blending. Like it's looking blended from here. I'm gonna go back into it though, just the beginner shade, so I can kind of deepen up this area and then blend back out. I've been really trying to improve my skills, and I'm not like super talented by any means. There's people out there who could do these incredible eye looks and stuff like that. I definitely am not one of them. I just do what I think would be pretty on me. I try my absolute best, but again, I'm not as creative, and I don't have as much skills as other ones out there do. So if I ever create similar shapes or styles, it's just because I know that. And trust me, I want to go out of my comfort zone. I like to do like some more other style looks. I wish I could just do eyeliner, but like I suck at eyeliner. I'm gonna be very frank with you guys. I suck at eyeliner, so that's why I never show it off on here. And I've tried off camera so many times, and I don't know, it just doesn't look right on me, and I just can't seem to get it right. So I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to branch out and try other stuff, but I feel like there's only so many eye looks you can do, right? Like maybe like I feel like there's only so many eye looks you could do. So like I'm gonna keep improving. I promise. This shade right here called Dark Horse Nebula. I've actually heard of that. Nebula. I think I've actually heard of that before. I think this is really cool. You don't really see a lot of brands focusing on constellations, so I think it's pretty cool that they are doing that in this. Like I said, I've never tried this brand before. I really have always wanted to. I know it's like their first ever, I don't want to say it's like their first ever palette. Or maybe it is, because I think they usually do individual shades. But they did say that the lab that they use is going to be their first time, like they're not hand pressing themselves, but it's going to be the same formula. So I don't really have their previous stuff to compare it to, but so far the mattes are laying down really nicely. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's not too bad at all. It's really manageable. So right next to that, I want to go into this shade called Zeta Opachui. Oh my God, I don't know how to say that. Oh no. Okay, is this the shade I want to go into? Okay, this is gonna be dual chrome. Like, look at how pretty this is. Okay, like, oh my gosh. But you guys don't even see, like, look at that green cast that it gives. It's so pretty. So there's that shade. Or I could go into Keepler's Supernova right here. Okay, so there's that one. And that, oh, that might actually be better. Do you see that? That actually might be better. Okay, I think I'm going to go into that one instead. So I'm going to go into the Keepler's one because this one has a little bit more of a green shift. Feels incredibly smooth, like incredibly smooth. And I'll take this and I'll put this right here. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh no, on camera it's not coming off the way that I wanted to. Okay, so right here on my eye, this is green to gold. Green to gold. And I love it because I really wanted that green to touch that other green. And right now it definitely is doing that. Although on this end, it's coming off more of like an orangey shade. And on this end, but in my camera, in my little mirror right here, I can see the truth. So I'll make sure I hold up the mirror so you guys can see the shift. Okay, see how it's green? So pretty. Try that Zeta shade again because this is really pretty. We're going to try that, see how it moves. Hopefully this goes with the look, so we're just going to tap this right here. I mean, this is such a pretty shade. Like this, to me, right now is coming off a green purpley shift. On camera and in oh, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. I'll make sure, like, I definitely put like a little mirror next so you guys can see the true shifts. We're just going to kind of tap those shades together. Like so, and then I'm going to take this shade right here called Twin Set Nebula right here. This is another beautiful, looks like a duo multi-chrome. Like, oh my gosh, look at look at that. See, I see that bright green in person. So I see that bright green and then it does that purple shift. Do you guys see that? So pretty. So, so pretty. We're going to take that and we're going to put that right here. There we go. There's the shift. Do you guys see that? See how you can see the green to orange, blue, but in the mirror it comes out purple. Do you guys see how pretty that is? It just, that's the only difficulty I notice when I'm working with any sort of like dual multichromes is that sometimes they don't always want to come off on camera the way that you intend them to come off. In person, you can see it clear as day, but sometimes the camera never wants to do these justice. Like, I feel like you have like the most perfect lighting for you to truly see it, but I can see it right now. I can see the shift, especially when I turn my head. I just wish you guys can see it the way that I see it, but never wants to work with me. Maybe one day when I upgrade my camera, we can show the truth of how it really is shifting. On this lid, so on this side, we're going to go into the shade right here called Rio Ochio. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, we're going to take that and we're actually going to go into our crease shade as well. And we're just going to do almost the exact same thing, but with a different shade. I'm going to try to utilize all this palette the best that I can. I will say it's performing really, really nicely. I've always heard such great things about this brand, but I don't know why I never tried it. Well, okay, no, I think I do know why. I just am not really one to like single shadows. I feel like I have a difficult time storing single shadows, so it's why I tend not to really gravitate toward them. Especially because like I end up forgetting about them. I end up forgetting about them, and I don't really have a magnetic palette. Like I think I have one or two, but they're completely full with like Odin's and Cleona, so I don't really have a lot to play with when it comes to room for single shadows. So I feel like that's why I haven't really paid attention too much to this brand, but this palette literally caught my eye the second that I saw it. I'm gonna go back into that same serpent barrier right here to help to blend that shade out, because that's a really pretty like minty shade. It's so gorgeous, like minty teal. It's perfect shade for this palette, I swear. It's a very, very universal shade that you can use with every other shade in this palette. I love that. All right, we're gonna trust the process. It's gonna be messy now before we clean it up. I'm gonna go back into that original blue shade, and we're just going to tap this right along the outer edge right here. We're just going to kind of stamp this in. Right next to that, I'm going to go into the shade right here called Alpha Ovachia. I don't know if I'm saying that right this whole time. I'm so sorry. This is so pretty. This is like an aqua blue to green. Again, look at that shift. So beautiful. What I really love is that this palette's actually quite affordable compared to other indie brands out there. A lot of other indie brands who do have like multi-chromes and dual chromes, their palettes tend to be a little bit more expensive. Terra Moon Cosmetics still has theirs within a decent price range, and I'm actually quite impressed with that. Like, really, I am. All right, right next to that shade, we're going to go into the 13th Zodiac right here. This is such a pretty shade. This is like a little bit of a foil shade too. So it's like a little bit of like a rose gold shade right here. It's so pretty. We're going to take that and we're going to put this right here. And then right next to that, we're going to go into this little topper shade. This is going to be called the Little Ghost Nebula. This is a topper. You could tell by the way that it's formulated and how soft it is. This is a beautiful blue, purple, green shift. Ooh, you can kind of see that right on the finger. Do you see how smooth that is? Like, oh, whoa. Look at how gorgeous. That is such a beautiful multi-chrome. Like, oh my God, that is stunning. Oh my God, that's so pretty. And we're going to put that actually right here. Wow, that packs a punch. Okay, so I'm going to quickly throw on the rest of my makeup. We're going to come back to do the under eyes together, and that will pretty much wrap up the review for the Terra Moon Cosmetics Ophiuchus palette before we move on to the next one. Now the makeup is on, we're going to go ahead and finish off the under eye. So I'm going to go back into this palette. For this eye, I'm going to go into this shade right here called Messier 12, and we're going to line that right under my waterline. Okay, so I will say I'm not really noticing a lot. Okay, so I will say is that the shimmers are not flaking or creasing, which is really nice. The mattes have a little bit of flakiness to them, like there's a little bit of fallout on the face with it, but it's not too much, which is really nice because then it's really easy to clean up. There's not a lot of kick up in the pan, but there is some fallout on the face, so just be mindful when playing with these shadows. If you do your makeup first, that you might have to deal with a little bit of matte fallout. Okay, so then for this eye, we're going to go into Messier 12 to help to blend that out, so I can try to use this shade since I haven't used it yet. We're going to go like right here. And for this eye, we're going to go into the shade right here called Barnard 80, Then we're going to go in this shade right here called Barnard 68 right here to help to blend this one out as well. Okay, so for the inner corner moment, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go back into Serpent's Barrier right here. We're going to use that for a matte inner corner. And then I'm going to go back into the Little Ghost Nebula to do the brow. So I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to pack this right here. This is the final look using the Ophiuchus palette from Terra Moon Cosmetics. I think the look is absolutely beautiful. Like, I think this really kind of captures the essence of the palette. I used every single shade. There's not one shade that I missed in this palette. I will say the camera just doesn't do it justice. So from here, you guys can kind of see that green orange shift, right? You guys can see it. And then if I go like this, you guys can really see it in the mirror where it has that really pretty shift. And then on this side, again, look at that shift from those again, look at that shift. It is so pretty, like so pretty. The camera just never ever does it justice, at least mine doesn't. I just love the different shifts on the lid, and I just think it's so pretty. And like I said, it captures just the essence of this palette right here. Super pretty. I really did enjoy how this palette performed. Mattes have just a little bit of fallout to them, but the multi-chromes and dual-chromes performed really beautifully. I don't see any flaking with them. They laid down really nicely. I didn't need to lay down any sort of glitter glue. They just laid down perfectly. So for me, the fact that this retails for $57 for a type of formula like this, that's incredible. Like, that is incredible. Now this is currently sold out. This is currently sold out. They did say that they are going to be restocking this very soon. So if you guys want to join the wait list, head on over to the website. I have no affiliation with the brand whatsoever. I paid for this myself, and let me tell you, if they continue making palettes like this, I'm gonna keep shopping from the brand, because this was actually quite incredible, and I'm really happy I got it. So with that said, guys, let's move on to look number 2. So for our next look, we're gonna be playing with the brand new Glamatrix Timeless Tones palette. Let me tell you guys what this is all about. Step into the world where vintage glamour meets modern artistry. Inspired by the delicate floral antique patterns, Timeless Tones is a curated palette of elegant, cool tone hues designed to evoke grace and sophistication. This 20-pan magnetic palette features a mix of dusty blues, elegant greens, refined neutrals, and soft, cool shades, all elevated with a modern twist. Expect lustrous mattes, multi-dimensional sparkle iridescence, and dazzling metallics that catch the light beautifully. Now, this palette actually does retail for $64, but you guys can use my code Allie, save you guys 10% off. Not only did they launch this palette, first off, the outside unicorn of this, so pretty, right? Like, absolutely so pretty. I love how it's like completely opposite of each other, like so gorgeous. But they also launched a brush set to go with this. So this is going to be the bag right here. I will say the bag is super cute. This is going to be an 8-piece eye brush set. So it's going to come with a bag along with 8 eye brushes on the inside, and these are going to retail for $80 a piece. So these say right here that says, after 2 years in the making, we're beyond excited to finally introduce our custom designed 8-piece eye brush set, curated with both beauty and performance in mind. Each brush features an elegant slanted wooden handle with a subtle finger indentation for comfort and precise grip. The rose gold ferrules are engraved for luxurious touch, and the ultra soft synthetic bristles are expertly shaped to blend eyeshadow effortlessly and evenly. So this is how it's gonna look right here. I'm actually really excited to try these out. And they're also super small. I love really small detailed eye brushes like this, especially because, like, I know, like I said, I have like a lot of lid space, but I also have a pretty deep like crease right here. So to have like this really small detailed eye brush like here, where I can just get right up in here where I can blend out right where my eyelid folds, is gonna be incredible. So I'm really excited to try that out. So we're gonna do 2 different eye looks today because I'm really inspired by this palette. This is definitely gonna be a really cool tone, almost neutral-esque vibe. You're gonna have some really cool tone deep blues in here, a little bit of blacks and some greens. But honestly, at the end of the day, this is still gonna be more of like a neutral vibe, which makes sense because this is a classic palette, and a lot of classic vintage style palettes are gonna be more of like a neutral base, but there's still pops of color in here, which I really do appreciate. And I will say these swatches of these shimmers, oh my god, immaculate. And plus it comes with a huge mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down my eye base. We're going to go on the Sigma eye base right here. You guys already know the drill. This is my absolute favorite. And we're going to dive right on in. So I filmed my first eye look on Sunday, and now it's officially Tuesday. Corey has still not heard back from Disney. So we don't really know how to take it. Maybe, you know, it's just a sign, like, you know, it is what it is. If he didn't get it, he didn't get it. You know, we're both understanding of it. But, you know, we thought it would have been like a really cool, like, Possibility. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Classic. We're going to lay this right down in my crease shade. As I told you guys that Corey had applied to Disney and that he hadn't heard an update. Well, we still haven't heard anything yet, but it doesn't mean that it's a no. It just means we haven't heard anything. Now, last night, we happened to go to Geo 82. We went last Wednesday during an opening because Disney just opened their first ever adults-only bar over at Epcot called Geo 82. I filmed a video on it. Corey filmed a TikTok. We just have to edit and put it together. And it's a pretty expensive lounge bar. I'm not going to lie. Like, you're talking about cocktails starting around like $25 to $27. It's pretty expensive, but honestly, the cocktails are very unique. The guy who works there, who's literally doing the job that Corey wants to do. And he saw him last week right before his interview, and he got really excited. He was going to say something, but then he kind of held back. Well, we went last night because we had one more reservation, and we saw the guy there again. And I looked at Corey and I said, if this ain't a sign, you need to go talk to him. He's like, what do I say? I don't want to bother him. And I said, yeah, but this is all about networking. I said, regardless if you get this job or not, you go over there and you introduce yourself to him. You tell him who you are and like just make a connection. I said, you don't think I would do the same thing if it's, I'm going to go into the EO7. Oh, this brush I just used was the EO4 brush. Now I'm going to go into the EO7 to kind of blend it out more. I said, you want to make connections. I said, if I happen to see an influencer or someone in my industry sitting near me, and yes, I'm at like their job, I would still want to go say something because you want to make a lasting impression. You just never know. So he waited for the opportune moment. He got up and he went and spoke to this guy probably for like a good 5 to 6 minutes and had a really wonderful conversation with this man. And he was, really wonderful conversation with this man. Corey explained like, what he does, what he's done for Disney and, running his own, secret menu and all this type of stuff, and really kind of sold himself to this guy. And while he's in the middle of talking to him, the person that would be interviewing Corey next happened to call. And so that would be technically his boss. So Corey shook his hand, said it was really nice to meet him. And then I'm going to go into the brush. I'm going to go into the Glamour shade right here. I'm still going to take it on the same brush. So then Corey, we posted a picture on social media. Corey posted a picture on social media, and he did tag this guy just because he's like, should I? I'm like, well, it doesn't hurt. So he did tag this guy, and this guy actually ended up reposting Corey's post and then followed Corey on Instagram and then reached out to him this morning saying that Corey has a very contagious personality and that he is a very driven man, and that's kind of where it got cut off. And I don't know what the rest of the message said because Corey had to go to work when it happened. So he'll obviously tell me later. But at the end of the day, even if he doesn't get this job, he's still making a connection. He's still building those relationships with people. And I just think it's a really incredible experience for him because even if he doesn't get this, it doesn't mean that one day these people won't remember him and he can go elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? So I was very, very, very proud of him for kind of stepping out of his comfort zone and speaking to a stranger that he normally wouldn't just go up to because he felt really awkward. I'm going to take a shade right here called Refine to help to refine that. And I was very, very proud of him. Very, very proud of him for, stepping out of your comfort zone to go talk to a stranger and be like, hey, I really love the menu that you created here at Geo 82, and Corey just wanted to talk to him about it, and it was just a really cool experience. So I'm very proud of Corey, very, very proud of Corey. And as soon as Bar Magazine releases their summer edition, which will feature Corey in it, I will definitely let you guys know in case you guys do want to go check it out. But he's definitely just, following his dream, and I'm just so beyond proud of him. And I'm just so beyond proud of him, and it's really inspiring for me, you know what I mean? Because, granted, I have been trying to follow my dream here on YouTube for quite some time, and it's definitely been a journey. It's not been the easiest ride. You guys have seen me fall on my face so many times. You guys have seen me struggle. You guys obviously know that I had to go back to work because I couldn't do it as a full-time content creator anymore just because, life is expensive and I don't make a lot of money here on YouTube, and I do it because I genuinely love it. And is it a dream of mine to do this full time? Oh my God, absolutely. But I'm also realistic and realize that it just takes time. It's not a race, it's a marathon, and maybe one day I'll get there. No, not maybe. One day I will get there. I'm going to manifest it. One day I'll get there, but today's not that day, and that's okay. So it's just really inspiring to see it's just really inspiring for me to see him following his dream and to really see things happening for him. Because at the end of the day, Corey's had a very, very rough life, and this man deserves the absolute world. And I'm so beyond proud of him, absolutely beyond proud of him. I'm going to go into the EO3 brush right here, and we're going to go into the shade right here called Tasteful, because he's truly just living his dream, and I really hope that he knows how proud I am of him. I told him before he left for New York, I told him he came back from New York. We've had plenty of conversations, and I tell him exactly how I feel, how he's truly inspiring, and just to never give up. And even if this one isn't it, that doesn't mean other ones aren't out there. And as long as you love what you do, money will always end up coming, as my dad always said. And yeah, I could tell that Corey really has a lot of passion for this. And like, who would have thought, you know what I mean? Who would have thought that like he would have had a passion for mixology? But it just kind of really developed over the last year or two of him doing specialty cocktails for his restaurant and creating a secret menu that you have to have a password for, that a lot of Disney day drinkers know about. Like, a lot of Disney drinkers know about. They know to ask his password, and it's really allowing him to kind of step out of his comfort zone. And now he's doing things like he's competing in competitions. Like, he has another competition coming up in August where he's competing, and they're talking about doing more competitions with him in the future, just because he really has something. Like, he truly, truly, truly does. All right, right next to that, I'm going to go in the shade right here called Effortless. This is going to be like a beautiful green duochrome. Like, do you guys see that little shift right there? I wonder if I could show it right here in my mirror. Do you see that shift? It's so pretty. Oh my god, that's such a stunning shade. We're going on the shade right here called Delicate. It's like this beautiful silvery shade. Like, it's so stunning. And we're going to take that and we're going to put that right here. Yep. I knew that'd be so pretty together. I think I'm going to take a little bit of the shade right here called Everlasting. Like, just a tiny bit, because this is a really pretty, like, green, purplish shade. And I just want to kind of tap it just right here. Very lightly. See just how pretty that is. That is so pretty. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we're going to do the other eye. And this eye, I want to play with more of the blue tones, because I think blue eyeshadow is just really pretty. For some reason, I just don't play with it enough. And then every time I do, I'm like, why am I not playing with this more? Because it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous look. Okay, so we're going back in the EO4 brush. I'm going to take the shade right here called Suave. And we're going to go ahead and put that right into my crease shade. I will say, there's definitely a little bit of kick up in the pan, but not as much as I thought. Not as much as I expected. And there's really not a lot of fallout in the face, which is really nice. Right on top of that, I'm going to go into this beautiful, beautiful blue shade called Elegant. This is so stunning. Such a pretty blue shade. And we're going to take the EO7 brush and we're going to softly start to buff that in right here. Alright, so I just went back into the shade Refined, that beautiful gray shade that we used in the other lid, to help to just blend this all together. And I feel like it's definitely blending out the shadow for sure. Like, that's such a really pretty blue look. So I'm going to do something that it's a little risky, but we're just going to try it out. I feel like it'd be really pretty. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're going to go to the shade right here called Chic. And you guys know I never play with the black shade ever, just because I find black shades to be so intimidating. That and like red, because like they can mess up real quickly. And there's such a deep shade that it's really kind of hard to correct it. So we're just going to literally just stamp this shade right here. That's all I'm doing, is putting this black shade right here. And then just kind of buffing out the little edge right here. And then just stamping and blending. Okay, so right next to that black shade, we're going to go into this beautiful blue shade right here called Exquisite. I feel like that would look so pretty next to the black. It's like a little bit of blue purple. Like, it's so pretty. So we're going to take this. We're going to lay this right next to this black shade. See how on the black it's turning purple? Do you guys see that? That's really pretty. I might take the shade right here called Grace. This would be Black Sparkle. It's really pretty. We're just going to take that, and I kind of want to put it right here to kind of blend them together. Since I did on the other eye, I figured I'd do it on this side too. Okay, so then right next to this, I'm going to go into the shade right here called Dignified. It's like this beautiful Icy Rose Lavender Gold. Like, it's so pretty. And we're going to take that, and we're going to put that right here. That one is, do you guys see how that blue transforms to purple, even though there's absolutely no purple in this palette whatsoever? It definitely has a little bit of that purple shift. Like, let me show you the Exquisite. Like, it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so I'm going to throw on some lashes and come back with my makeup done. And then we are going to do the under eye together. And that's pretty much going to wrap up my 4 looks, 2 palettes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and finish off our under eye. So for this eye, I'm going to go into this shade right here called Vintage. This darker green. And we're going to use that to go along our waterline. I did use this shade right here to blend the black shade called Chic onto my upper waterline so I can mix it with my false lashes. So now we're going to take the same brush we're going to pack that deep green just right below the waterline. And then I'm going to go into the EO8 to softly blend that out. And I'm going to take a little bit of Sophisticated to help to blend that out just a little bit more. For the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade right here called Classy. It's like this beautiful like duochrome. It goes like a little bit of a pink, purple, green moment. Do you guys see that? It has a little bit of green reflect too. I feel like it'd be really pretty with this right here. So we're just going to take this. We're going to put this in the inner corner. Right here. And for this eye, we're going to go into the shade right here called Expensive. This is a beautiful blue, white, purple shift. It's so pretty. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my lips on and I'll be right on back. Okay guys, so this is the final look right here. I think this look is stunning. Like I could not tell you what look I love more because I think they're both absolutely beautiful. So let me just show you guys how this one looks right here. This one, you are gonna see that beautiful like green subtle shift where you see a little bit of that gold right next to it. It's such a beautiful eye look. That brown definitely does elevate to the next level. You know, it doesn't look like it's there. It's definitely really present. Just like look at that beautiful shift between the shades. I think it's such a stunning eye look. But then you have this one right here, which is going to be more of like a blue purpley vibe. And even though there's no purple in this palette, that shade definitely, even though there's no purple in that palette, that shade definitely has that beautiful purple moment. I think it's absolutely like stunning. And I cannot tell you guys which one I prefer more because they're both so beautiful on their own. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys out so we can wrap up this video. Alrighty guys, so the Timeless Tones collection from Glamatrix Cosmetics is currently available right now. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off. And let me tell you guys, if you love a good timeless neutral color story, this is going to be for you. This is like literally almost like a cool tone neutral palette, pops of color. But do you guys see how beautiful this is? Like the shimmers are just on a whole new level. This is such a stunning palette. I literally am obsessed with how my eye look turned out. Both eye looks turned out. I told you I cannot pick which one I think is my favorite. Both are absolutely beautiful. The palette performed beautifully. There was barely any fallout with the mattes, and then these shimmers are just top tier. They really are luxurious, and the way they perform is just so stunning. I'm thoroughly impressed with this one, and I think this is probably my favorite Glamatrix palette. I think this is my favorite Glamatrix palette so far. Like, oh, this is so pretty. I can't stop looking at it. Like, I can't stop looking at my eye look. I'm so just like, I will go out in public like this. I tell you guys, I never go out in public with multiple eye looks. Oh, this one? Oh, I will gladly rock this one. So definitely a must. Definitely check this one out if you guys have been wanting to try out this brand. And I will say these brushes are really nice. The handles are really soft. I like how they had the placement for the fingers, and the bristles are really soft. I did not have any issues with them. They perform really wonderfully, and I just love how small they are. So if you have hooded eyes, this might be a really good eye set for you. But overall, I'm very impressed with both the Glamatrix palette and the Terra Moon Cosmetics palette. Let me know down below what look was your favorite. I'll make sure I list everything where I faced as well down below. But that, my most beautiful friends, is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life. So you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.